Say hello to Health Hub and get ready to uncover a potentially dangerous secret hiding right inside the headphones you use literally every single day. Look, we are completely surrounded by sound. For so many of us, escaping into our favorite music, audiobooks, or daily shows is this constant, comforting habit. But what if that very habit is actually causing unseen damage? Today, we're going to break down the actual science of what is happening inside your ears. So let's dive right into this. Think about it for a second. How many hours a day do you spend with tiny little speakers firmly wedged into your ears? Could they be hiding a sinister secret? Could your daily listening habit actually be setting you up for a crippling, lifelong condition? It's a pretty sobering thought, right? We live in a world where headphones are practically an extension of our bodies. Whether you're commuting, sweating it out at the gym, or just trying to focus at your desk, those earbuds are right there with you. But as we're about to unpack, what feels like this totally innocent escape might actually be a slow-moving threat to your long-term health.
Section 1. The Sinister Earbud Secret.
Okay, here's the fundamental problem. The human ear simply was not designed by nature to have loud noises constantly blasting directly into it. For thousands of years, our ears evolved to pick up environmental sounds, the rustle of leaves, conversations, warning signals out in nature. They were absolutely never meant to serve as a closed acoustic chamber for concentrated high-decibel audio for hours on end. We are essentially forcing modern technology into a biological system that just hasn't adapted to handle it. And this clash is leading to a deeply frustrating medical mystery known as tinnitus. According to the Mayo Clinic, this condition is experienced by roughly 15 to 20% of people, and while it frequently affects older adults, it's becoming increasingly common across the board. Put simply, it's when people hear internal noises regardless of the external sound entering the ear. It's a totally invisible affliction. Honestly, if you don't have it, consider yourself incredibly lucky. For those who do, it can be this isolating, deeply misunderstood condition. It's a sound that exists solely in the head of the person suffering from it, meaning literally no one else can hear what they are going through. To truly understand the gravity of this, we aren't just talking about a mild occasional ringing here. We are talking about a relentless, visceral soundtrack that never ever shuts off. Sufferers report hearing a constant buzzing like a trapped insect, a deep roaring like an ocean, hissing, clicking, or this low, maddening humming. And this brilliantly illustrates just how invasive it can be. Some people even experience what's called pulsatile tinnitus. That is a whooshing sound that actually rhythms perfectly with the beating of their own heart. Just imagine trying to sleep, or read a book, or hold a conversation with that inescapable noise permanently trapped inside your own head.
Section 2. Understanding the annoying buzz.
So why exactly does this happen? Well, while science doesn't understand everything about why some people experience tinnitus and others totally dodge it, we do have a very clear picture of some of its primary triggers. According to Penn Medicine, there are several known traditional causes. It can be triggered by surprisingly simple things like severe ear infections or foreign objects lodged in the ear canal. It can also be a byproduct of general hearing loss or a broader, much more complex condition known as Meniere's disease. But while those are the classical medical causes, researchers and audiologists are now pointing to a massive behavioral shift. Our everyday headphones are rapidly emerging as a major new culprit in this fight. Section 3. The real culprit is volume. Now, before you panic and throw your expensive wireless earbuds straight in the trash, let's clarify something absolutely crucial. It's time for a bit of a plot twist. The physical headphones themselves, the plastic, the silicone, the Bluetooth tech, they are not the actual enemy here. As we dig into the research, we find that the real culprit isn't how you are listening to your audio, but rather the sheer force of it. Lori Zitelli, an audiologist at the UPMC Center for Audiology and Hearing Aids, puts it perfectly. She says, "It is how loudly you listen that causes damage over time." And boom, there is our aha moment. It's the volume levels blasting into your skull that actually trigger the damage. Experts like Alicia Steen and Marcus Lux over at Prime Sound note that noise-induced hearing loss is the leading cause of tinnitus today. Sure, that hearing loss can come from a loud construction site, but increasingly, it's coming from the extreme volume we pump directly into our own ears every single day. Section 4. What the data shows. We've talked about the theory and the expert opinions, but to truly grasp the severity of this, we've got to look at the hard numbers. In a 2021 study published in the journal Noise and Health, researchers decided to test this exact link between modern earphone use and the onset of tinnitus. And wow, the results were striking. Out of a massive pool of nearly 2,000 earphone users, 22.9% had tinnitus. Now compare that to the control group of 1,600 people who did not use earphones. Their rate was only 18.1%.
the data just doesn't lie. Researchers discovered that people who used earphones were 1.27 times more likely to develop tinnitus. This makes it incredibly clear that our modern audio habits have measurable, undeniable consequences on our health.
Section 5. Rules for Safe Listening.
Now, I know those statistics might seem a little grim, but here is the really good news. Preventing headphone-related tinnitus can actually be pretty easy. You absolutely don't have to give up your music or your favorite podcasts. There are fantastic, highly effective solutions recommended by Prime Sound experts Alicia Steen and Marcus Lux, so you can safely protect your hearing starting today. But to protect yourself, you first have to understand the danger zone, and that means understanding decibels. For context, a normal, everyday conversation reaches about 60 decibels. However, most audio devices today, they have a maximum range of 105 decibels. Why does this matter? Because prolonged exposure to anything over 85 decibels can lead to irreversible hearing damage. Your phone and your earbuds can easily, and I mean very quickly, push you way past that 85 decibel threshold without you even realizing it.
So how do we stay out of that danger zone? Well, the Prime Sound experts recommend something called the Golden 60-60 rule. It is super simple. Step 1. Keep your audio at no more than 60% of your device's maximum volume. Step 2. Listen for no longer than 60 minutes a day. By strictly capping both the intensity of the volume and the duration of the exposure, you give your inner ear the rest it desperately needs, keeping those incredibly delicate mechanisms safe from noise-induced trauma.
Now, if you're someone who needs your headphones for way more than 60 minutes a day for work or travel, your choice of hardware really matters. Over-the-ear and on-ear headphones are far better for your ear health than standard in-ear models. Why? Because they naturally allow for better sound quality at much lower volumes. Interestingly enough, in-ear noise-canceling headphones are also a really great choice. Because that active noise-canceling technology blocks out background noise, you just don't feel the urge to crank the volume up to maximum just to hear your audio over the sounds of a busy train or a noisy open office. In the end, protecting your ears comes down to very intentional choices. You have to choose the right equipment, and far more importantly, you have to strictly monitor your own volume limits. So I leave you with this. Will you turn down the volume today or risk the relentless buzz tomorrow? The power to prevent that inescapable ringing silence is literally at your fingertips right now. Definitely think about that the next time you go reaching for the volume button up. Thanks for joining me on Health Hub. I hope this helps you make healthier choices, and I can't wait to dive into our next topic with you soon.